What's good, everybody? It is your boy Swidge, and welcome back to another video. And today, you can already tell by the title, I survived 200 days in hardcore Minecraft, and maybe. Before we get into this video, I just want to thank everybody for the support from the first 100 days. I love you guys so much. My channel has blown up ever since then, so I just want to thank you guys, and I will not let you guys down. While we're doing the intro, I just want to quickly shout out to the 1.9% people who have subscribed to this channel based on who's watched. To the 98% guys, I 100% recommend you subscribe and make sure to hit that notification bell. And I've always wanted to say that, you know, when I watch other YouTubers say that, I had to get one in myself. So subscribe to the channel and leave a like for the video. I know it's been a couple weeks since we last posted our first 100 days, so just a quick reminder of how this works is, our only goal in this Minecraft world is to survive 100 days at a time in the world. Obviously, you can't die, because if you die, the world is 100% deleted. Let's get it, boys. So on day 101, I had to just quickly remind myself about the world and what everything we had going on, because it's been a while. I took a break after I played for the 100 days because it was a lot of gameplay. So this time around, I actually set some goals here. Number 1 was to kill the Ender Dragon. Number 2, netherite equipment. And number 3, potentially fight the Wither. Well, obviously, our number 1 goal was to stay alive and not die, because, you know, to do all those 3 objectives, I need to stay alive. So we obviously kept that in mind. But between day 102 to 105, we basically strip mined and got more materials, because based on the first 100 days, it looked like we were, you know, scarce on resources. So we had to recoup. And, you know, who doesn't like a nice mining trip, guys? So we went to the mines. The best way to describe how we spent the first couple days towards 200 was we wanted to fight the Ender Dragon. So this was all these days considered, I would say, it's all Ender Dragon prep. So everything that we did, where we wanted to prepare for the Ender Dragon, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's almost the original end goal of Minecraft. So I did as much as I could so I could prepare for the Ender Dragon, because he was going to go down. By the way, guys, you guys can probably tell this video is a little bit shorter than the first 100 days. What do you guys think about this length? Do you guys prefer longer videos, like the 1 hour plus, or is 50 minutes below 40 a good range for you guys? Let me know down in the comment section below, please. Thank you. As you can see, up until now, we've been just collecting resources, collecting levels, so trading with the villagers as well, getting as much emeralds as possible. On day 108, we spent a good amount of the day fishing, because we needed a little bit of fish to start a cat army, the kitty cat army specifically. We needed it for a future project in the mob XP farm, which you guys will see later on here. We also started constructing our brewing / nether room. So basically what we needed was potions if we were going to fight the Ender Dragon. I needed my potions of slow falling and strength when I fought him, because obviously I had to play it super safe because I did not want to die. Also, something I would like to address from the first 100 days based on the comment section, just so you know, I read all the comments, how I say we and our. You know, I just like to include you guys in the conversation. I mean, I can use I if you guys would like, you know, I have no problem doing that, but I like including you guys, like you guys are a part of these days. But if you want me to say I, I'll say I. I'll try. So on day 109, I tamed this cat, because the villagers started to produce cats. So we had to tame them so we could start our kitty cat army. I just said we. Okay, I could start our kitty cat army. And there was Dog and Tom the cat. And between the days of 110 to 116, I went to the nether because we still needed our wither skulls. I think that's what they're called, from the wither skeletons. And I also still needed blaze rods so we could go to the end, because I remember we needed 10 eyes of ender. So ender pearls and blaze rods were still of priority. I obviously try to raid as much bastions as possible, try to see if we get any cool loot. Obviously, you guys know I don't like being in the nether. I don't feel safe at all. So you guys can see I kind of figured out some type of method to keep safe from the guys. I try to do like a 1 block gap for them, so I could hit them in between or hit them with my bow. That's probably the safest way that I found dealing with these guys. One of the main problems initially I wanted to get rid of it was the lack of inventory space I had. So I was really pushing going to the end soon so I could get my shulker boxes. So when we got back that day, basically all I wanted to do was prepare for the end fight with the dragon. I wanted I believe it's a jack-o'-lantern over my head, so I wouldn't look at endermen and snowballs, so that way I could destroy the regeneration towers. Then I accidentally murdered a snowman. Frosty the snowman here caused us a lot of grief. We had so many problems, and he wasn't producing snow on the ground. They need to be on a specific level of Y. And you know what, like, this was the first casualty of the first 200 days. I did not want to get used to this, I'll tell you that. The rest of day 117, I spent sneaking up on our second kitty cat victim. It took me a long time. He was hauling, you know, he did not want to be captured, but We ended up getting it back over to Tom, the OG, and they did their thing. They loved each other, and this was the beginning of the kitty cat army. Let's get it, boys. How alpha are baby cats, though? Oh my god, look at this thing. Nearly as alpha as all my subscribers. If you're not, come on, guys, get to that. Day 118, we're back in the cow pen, and it was not for a good reason this time. It was for slaughter. As you can see, they're running around. They don't want the work from the sword, but I wanted to catch some levels, needed some food. And for the rest of day 118, we finally made a working Frosty at a specific Y level. He produced really nice snowballs, as you can see, so I collected a good stack of that for our end chest. I had a chest for all the belongings that I was going to take to the end, because if I forgot anything, it would be all right there. On day 119, we cured a zombie villager. He took this apple, and when I heard this noise, it scared me, because I've actually never cured a zombie villager before. It was startling, you know, but it took him all day to finally, you know, heal himself. Like, it took a while, I'll tell you that. And as I waited for the zombie to be cured, I basically cleaned up our mob XP farm. It was kind of looking gross, so it needed to be done. We were still lacking those ender pearls that we needed for those ender eyes, and this is a pretty close call here on day 120. Now that I think about it, I'm constantly reminded, like, every day that I'm still playing hardcore Minecraft, because everything hurts. Even if you have good armor, everything hurts, guys. So just be careful if you ever end up playing hardcore. On day 121 to 122, we finally had some phantoms spawn in. I had to stay up a couple nights to get these guys to spawn in. That's how it works. If you go to bed in Minecraft, they won't spawn in. You have to stay up a couple nights, and they'll start flying in and swooping in on you. So just some advice for you guys. I needed those potions of slow falling, so I needed that membrane. Can someone explain where this creeper came from? Like, why are you here to ruin my day? For what reason, man? On day 123, everything was coming together. We were almost ready to go to the end. As you see, I am enchanting my sword. This was a really good enchantment here. I remember this here. I was really hyped. As you guys can see, boom, I got a looting 3 sword, guys. Looting 3. Looting 3 is insane. Like, it just increases the drop rate so well. So I crafted this sword. As you can see, sweeping edge 3, I believe unbreaking 3, some type of sharpness. Sharpness 3, mending, looting 3, guys. That is what I call a beast. I spent the rest of that night just clearing out some land and expanding the base. The Ender Dragon fight was about to commence, so I needed my levels, make sure I had the best equipment to fight this guy. I remember actually I did all of this, and I totally forgot to spend my levels to make a stronger weapon. I don't know why I did this. I think I actually was trying to prolong my fight. Then day 125 had arrived, guys. I spent it on top of our watchtower looking over our base, because it could be the last time. So, took Nacho. We traveled towards the end portal, because it was time, boys. I had to tuck Nacho safely away as he got attacked by this berry, like what the heck. Then I spent the rest of that night looking for endermen and killing them with my brand new looting 3 sword. It made it so much easier for me to get those drop rates from the endermen. It was time, guys. You guys can tell by look at my inventory. I have overprepared so much for this fight. There's no way I was going to lose or die from fall damage or anything. I've thought about the majority of the possibilities other than a shield, because, you know, how to trigger you guys not wear a shield. But my inventory was full. I was ready to fight this Ender Dragon. I had all my crafted my Ender Eyes. They were all ready to go. And I popped them in here, one at a time. Then I heard the portal noise, and I got terrified. I don't know if I was ready, so I logged off for the day and mentally prepared. And on day 126, we were in the end. I played it so safe, was in F5 mode the majority of the time. I wanted to bridge over, but the Ender Dragon had other plans and shot me with his dragon's breath. So, you know, I said, whatever, we'll Ender Pearl over and let's get this show on the road. As soon as I landed on that at the end landmass, I was so nervous. I had so much adrenaline pumping through me. I was so scared. I didn't want to die. I drank my slow falling potion, and as you can see, I was so nervous. I haven't hit any of my bow shots yet, and they're not even moving. Like, look at this. Shoot it, Swidge. Thank you. There's one thing that I knew the Ender Dragon couldn't let me do, and that was let me warm up and get comfortable. My aim was getting nice. You know, I was getting more confident. Still scared for my life, of course. Picked up a little bit of Dragon's Breath. Don't really know what it did, but, you know, had to pick it up. We'll figure that out later. I was towering up to the towers. I was doing these strats. Man, I was getting warm. I was feeling good, guys. It was not looking good for the Ender Dragon. After I got onto the tower, actually, I found it was a really good vantage point to shoot at the regeneration towers, because I was high enough to see them all, and my shot was getting warm. As you can see, 2 in a row. Trying to go for the 3rd from distance. Am I really a sniper like that? Let's see. Bow. Nope. Nope. You know, I had to give the Ender Dragon a little flick. I don't know if I even hit him there. Alright, Swidge, come on, do something here. Boom! Come on, guys, that's 3! I was quickly reminded that he was the Ender Dragon, so he fired a nice little dragon's cannonball. I don't even know what he shot at me, but I was quickly reminded, so I went down back to safety. Getting on top of the tower was a really good way to destroy the regeneration towers, and it was actually a really good advantage point, so I ended up doing it again until I was literally towering up, and I was quickly reminded of the Ender Dragon. Thank goodness I had this potions of slow falling, because I think that would have been the end for me there, so I made sure I was on top of my slow falling potions because it saved my life. I was feeling good though. I was feeling comfortable. I was not as nervous as I was initially. I towered up and I was just feeling good. My bow shots were feeling nice. He was not a good look for the Ender Dragon, I'll tell you that. Boom, that's 1. Alright, here comes the Ender Dragon. Boom, that's 2. That was the first damage we laid down to the Ender Dragon. Put a barrage of arrows into him. Look at him. Look at me predict where he's going. This is too free. And look at this. Come on, Swidge. Hit that. Boom. Come on. Let's go. When we hit the last regeneration tower, he was mad and he was in trouble. There was no way he was going to regen. And he knocked me off. Thank God for slow falling, guys. Now that he couldn't regen, though, guys, I drank my potion of strength. And it was time to pull out the melee damage. Ate my gapple. It was time. It was time. I had to now unleash my inner sniper as I sniped at the Ender Dragon. I hit him a couple times, but I'll give him some props. He's kind of clean. He was dodging a lot of the arrows, but to my surprise, you know, as he was dodging at the same time, he was also heading down. And this is where I could lay down the deeps right here. He was down at the tower to where I could get close enough to hit him with my sword. Look at him. I don't know why he does this, but he does this. And I stack up, and I got as much good hits as I could. Look at this, man. Oh yeah, it was too free, but then he knocked me out, and then he was back into the sky, and I got barraged by his, you know, loyal servants, the Endermen. What is this guy doing, man? You know who I am. You know who I am, boy. It was time to go to my target practice again. This poor Ender Dragon, you know. I wanted to work on my bow, and it was too free, man. Like, of course, I don't know what this Dragon's Breath even did. I just filled up all the rest of the bottles that I had. You know, maybe I could use it later, but I just picked up as much as I could. Why not? My initial fear of the Ender Dragon had now disappeared, and I was ready to give him the full combat experience. Let's see here. Oh, the drag scope? Are you kidding me? Anybody see me just drag my bow? Am I playing Call of Duty or Minecraft? Oh my god. Oh yeah. Come on, hit something, Swidge. Show something to the viewers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 3 in a row. 4 in a row. Okay, 4 in a row. Oh, that was enough to get him down, guys. And this was the victory lap, the championship run. He came down, pulled out the sword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go! Free the end. I took a selfie with the dead dragon because I was the new fear in Minecraft. Oh yeah. And I collected all the XP after a hard-fought battle. Oh, this felt good, guys. I remember this feeling. Yes, sir. And he didn't even take me below 8 hearts, I believe. After I claimed myself as the king of Minecraft, you know, the #1 mob to beat, I collected my prized egg because it was well fought, well earned. Just kidding, it was too free.
You're literally free. Boxed you. Dog water. 0 earns. 0 PR. You have no earnings. No wager earnings. You're free. You're literally so free. Freer than a free sample at Costco. Your dog water. Literally so dog.
I was actually really surprised that I remembered to bring my piston because I usually forget this when I fight the End Dragon. But I collected my prize and there it was. The next generation was held in my hand. I owned the Ender Dragon. And I did the most Swidge thing you guys know. You know, I was playing hardcore Minecraft, but the Swidge thing to do is, you know, just really push your luck and trigger all the Endermen in the end. Because why not? Made a little nook in here and I saw a little bit of that strength potion left, so I wanted to use it on these Endermen and collect some more Ender Pearls. Had a little more fun before we went home because it was a well-earned fought battle. And we were out. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. We beat the game. Yes, just kidding, guys. We just beat the tutorial on Minecraft, so we were just getting started. I started my day 127 saying hello to the villagers. We made it back home. Dog, I'm here. Tom, I'm here. Tom Spawn and his wife, we're here. And first thing we did, I did. I did. I smited a bunch of books because I had so much levels, so we had to put it to good use. Near the end of the day, I felt very empty without Nacho, the boy who took me there, the guy who's been there for the whole time. So I went to go retrieve him and I brought him back home. The next couple days, I kind of took it easy for that fight. That dragon fight was not easy. You know, it took a lot of adrenaline out of me. It stressed me out a little bit. So I returned back to peaceful Minecraft, started upgrading the garden. You know, spicing it up, making it look a little bit better. Silk touched a couple beehives on the way. No one will ever replace Bud the Bee, but, you know, we definitely still needed bees. And in his name, I think he would want us to have more bees. Next day, 129, we just, you know, oh my god, I can't do this, guys. I just chopped trees, planted some seeds, expanded some land. As you can see, I am starting to build a barn/farm area. Days were going by quick. I just wanted to do a bunch of projects around the land. Now that I, basically finished the game. I don't know if you consider finishing the game, but I had a lot more that I wanted to do. So we dragged the cows. We made them a nice little home. You know, it's still not their free range. It's a decent free range farm, but the cows enjoyed it, as you guys can see. I wanted to do more like a walk-up barn style where the cows would be the main centerpiece. As you can see, they're all hanging out in their new, I don't even know what to call that, guys. It's like a pen/ground. There's a water source down there. I don't even know. But we were quickly back into our brewing potion room because we wanted to make another trip to the end. I know we just left, but this is where the fun started, guys. We went back to the end and we ender pearled into the remote getaway where there was endless and endless ends where we explored the end. I crouched, shift clicked, right clicked for a couple days, guys. It was pretty repetitive, but I was looking for the end city, the end ship, most importantly for the Elytra. So I spent a good amount of days just, bridging in the void. I could have died at any point. We made sure we had the slow falling and our water and our ender pearls. We were very safe, guys. And then I eventually ran into an end city, which also had an end ship. Which meant it had the Elytra, my most favorite item in Minecraft. Of course, I spent the whole time here killing every single shulker. I don't even know what this mob is called. Alright, whatever these guys are who make you fly up. I'm pretty sure they're called shulkers. I tried to clear every single one in the building. With the looting 3 sword as well, I could get as much of the pieces I could get to make the shulker chests, circle boxes, which would now increase my inventory by 5,000. Probably more than 5,000. Actually, okay, probably more or less. Anyways, you get the point. We looted the whole place. We got enough stuff for shulker shells, and oh my god, these end cities, they actually have insane loot. Like, I'm telling you, when I wiped this whole place out, I had to make sure every single one of these shulkers was killed, because with the looting 3 sword and the amount of shulkers that were here, oh man, we were gonna have so many shulker boxes and have an insane inventory. Wow. And obviously, while you're fighting these shulkers things, it is scary because you're floating and you can drop at any moment. But of course, this is why I made so many not feather falling, but slow falling potions. So if they were to launch me all the way up and the effect ran out, I would just fall slowly. Or even I had ender pearls in my hand as well, so I could just ender pearl myself back to the ground to safety. I launched myself over to the end ship because it was now time to grab my prizes. Number 1, that Ender Dragon head. That is such a nice trophy, so we had to get that for sure. And I love putting it on my head. It looks really cool. And you guys can see, my prized possession, the Elytra, was being guarded by a shulker. I wasn't going to let him stop me from getting my prized possession. So I had to put him to sleep, guys. And, man, I'm telling you, the chests in these, like, look at the loot in here. Diamonds, mending pickaxe, prop 4 leggings. Like, look at that chest plate. Look at those boots. Are you kidding me? Like, look at those boots. Now I had feather falling 4. Like, how insane is that? I don't even know. What am I doing here? Like, like, look at the RNG. I'm so lucky. Yeah, there's one thing I told myself before I went to the end was I was not going to leave without the Elytra. So having this was so huge because I could have spent so many days out here. I prepared to be there for a long time because my luck is pretty bad when I try to find end ships or ender ships. So I got super lucky here, and this is why I packed rockets. So once I was satisfied and got all the items that I needed, it was so much easier going home. Just using the Elytra, I just rocketed around. Went for our first flight. Oh, it was so much fun. This changed the trajectory of where our Minecraft world was going, and I was just super happy. So with my newfound happiness, I did the Swidge special once again. Piss off all the Endermen you can see while you're playing hardcore. Risk your life to die. But hey, what'd be the fun in hiding, guys? So I actually get hit pretty hard here. I almost didn't get inside. But look at me on Enderman. Okay, just looking at this, I think maybe in 300 days, you know, if I make it there, we're going for, yeah, we're gonna do a Enderman XP farm, because look at this. This is insane. What do you guys think? Should I make an Enderman XP farm next episode? Or next, the 300 days? Let me know. And then, once we got back and after we collected our trophies, I thought we'd start making the entrance of our trophy room. We weren't ready to construct our trophy room quite yet, but we started the entrance because now that we had so many trophies, we had to show them off somehow. And as you could see, on the day of 137, we just spent the whole day clearing out a whole desert because we wanted to make a bunch of TNT. We had a huge amount of gunpowder from our XP farm due to the creepers, so we could make a bunch of TNT along with the sand that I collected. So we began looking for our netherite since we already had the first goal. Come on. Yes, sir. The first goal was killing the Ender Dragon. The second was the netherite equipment. And the third was the wither. So, you know, you want to get the second goal done. This was actually the first time I ever tried to look for netherite. Ever since the update, I've never actually made a set or a tool for myself. So I was kind of wary and careful because I wasn't quite sure how to do it, but I searched up. I think the most efficient way was to use TNT or the bed method, but I had a lot of TNT, so I just stuck with that. I started off pretty easy with just using one piece of TNT. As you can see here, I used two, but as the time goes on, like you guys see, I'm getting super lucky with my netherite here. I believe the most they can spawn in one spot is like 3 or 4 together pieces of ancient debris. So as time went on, I got a little more comfortable with the technique of using the TNT, so I'd start stacking it up more and more. Yeah, I was growing a very unhealthy relationship with the TNT because I actually really enjoy just the right click and the sound of TNT being stacked and exploding. So this was actually very dangerous to me because, you know, if I put way too much, and TNT can bounce each other around, so like a TNT explodes, it can bounce a TNT in a different direction, and that could be potential to kill me. But I didn't really care, man. Like, how cool is using all this TNT? But I definitely did run away because I was scared. But look at this. I was almost really scared because my Minecraft would start to lag, so I had to be very careful about how much I placed. And at the same time, I didn't have a lot of TNT. But I can definitely tell you got my TNT fix in because, wow, they were making some really weird holes in Nether, so I enjoyed my time, and it was actually pretty efficient in finding ancient debris, like, because most of the time if I were to do this, I thought what I would be doing was strip mining, almost like how I do to find diamonds, but I think it's more efficient because the ancient debris lies on many different levels between, I want to say it's 13 to 15, so it can range anywhere. It's not, I don't know, it's really, I would say it's very much the same but very different in diamond mining, if that makes any sense, because there's so much more around it. For example, you have bedrock below you, and you can also mine the gold bits. I'm not sure what that block is actually called with the gold on it, but the netherite, the nether rack with the gold on it. So I was also farming that at the same time because I actually think that this is a faster way of getting gold than going mining. And as you can see here, I found a nether fortress with a decent sized ground. So basically I started to mine the nether rack around me, nether brick, sorry, and I started expanding this platform for wither to spawn. I spent so much time here. Day 141 to 143, I was just running around, you know, killing these withers, and I wanted these wither skulls so bad, but it wasn't, like, the drop rate's very low, but still, I have a looting 3 sword. I was getting really frustrated about how long I was spending my time here, but I was so committed to getting the wither skeletons and preparing for it. Like, I came up with a really good method here where once the platform would spawn in the wither skeletons, I would run to safety, as you can see here. My food was running really low. I only had a specific amount of food, otherwise I would have stayed. But actually a big problem that I ran into here was my armor was like, it was breaking on me. Like, these wither skeletons are no joke, especially with the blazes around and the zombie piglins. I tried my best not to trigger them, but you know, now I'm looking back at this clip and, you know, assessing it, I'm not even wearing a helmet. I'm trolling. I'm literally wearing a wither skull. Like, I'm flexing on these withers right now that I have one of their homies' heads. What am I doing? No wonder why I was taking a bunch of damage. But yeah, this was the strategy, as you guys can see here. I'd bring him in over here, make him drop into this pit, and I'd farm them. But even after this big group of wither skeletons, after finishing them off with a looting 3 sword, you know, I didn't get a single skull. So it was kind of tilting, because all I needed was 1 more, right? So I could make, because you need 3 to make the wither, but I wanted 4. So I could, you know, have 1 for the trophy room and 3 heads to spawn in the wither. But I was there for too long and my food supply was running short, so I was back on day 44, starting the kitty cat army that Tom has once started. You know, it was almost time to do our big project on the XP farm. They were great friends and company, but they would also later come to great use for us. And to finish off the night, on day 144, we went over to our 1 wither skull that we had, and we stacked the second one that we got from our trip. And it was finally time. I had been smelting the netherite ignet. Is it the netherite scrap into, no, it's ancient debris into netherite scrap, and then I had to construct a ingot, which was made by, I believe it's gold. Yeah, 3 pieces of gold, no, 4 pieces of gold, 4 pieces of netherite ingot would make a netherite ingot. Sorry guys, I'm literally straight trolling. Okay, there we go. So we got 2 pieces, and we upgraded our gear. I didn't really know what would be worth it, but obviously the silk touch pick was our best bet, so we gave that our our upgrade for the first piece of netherite equipment I've ever made in my life. So I was super happy and excited about that. Not only does the durability go up on it, but it looks like 10 times cooler, because, you know, it's netherite. It's a nice little flex, and I dropped it out of the sky, you know, because, you know, I don't know, I just did that. And then I also decided to give the other ingot to my sword, because it would give it more damage and durability. Day 145, look, I worked kind of throughout the whole day to construct this farm. And if you guys can't tell what it is right now, we are in the mix of making a fish farm. So it's an AFK auto fish farm, because if we were going to start our kitty cat army, then we were going to need a lot of fish. A lot of salmon, a lot of cod, didn't really matter, but we constructed this nice little, it almost looks like a fishing hut, but this is a auto AFK fish farm, where all I have to do is hold my right click on the block right here, as you can see, and I would get more fish. And it was pretty slow off the beginning because we had a regular rod, but once we enchanted our rod, the percentage went a lot higher and we got a lot more better loot. I also enchanted my elytra with Unbreaking 3 and Mending, so it would literally last forever and we could fly around everywhere. Called it Wangs, of course. And the kitty cat army was growing stronger, guys. Now that we had more fish, we could supply our kitty cats with more fish to breed, so it was going strong. And of course, we tried to kill as much elytras as possible. Not elytras, what am I saying? What are these things called? Phantoms. We tried to kill as much phantoms as possible because their membrane could repair the elytras as well. As you can see on day 152, we are expanding, but we're making a different type of compound for the villagers here. I figure they need a little bit more space. And I also was expanding the whole compound in general, so I needed more space of where the villagers were. I started to feel really cramped in that area. So that's why we expanded everything. And as you can see, the army was going strong, guys. They were eating good. The majority of day 153 then the night was spent just collecting wood and killing phantoms, because I wanted to get more emeralds. And then it was an all-day trip on day 154. So the kind of new area we made for the villagers was now complete, and the transferring process of these guys were intense, you know. As soon as I opened up the fence, they wanted to run and get out of there because all of them are being held against their will. So I tried to make sure to transport them through boat so they couldn't run away. A couple of them got away, so I let them free. And then I also just took down their old home and let them be free and enjoy their new space. I also crafted the god bow because I disenchanted it from last 100 days. And on day 155, I started to construct these little pods that would just to make the villagers I actually traded with look a little bit better, since some of them were in the ground and just in some weird looking incubation looking thing. So if I was going to trade with them for the rest of their lives and they're going to stay there, I want them to be comfortable. So I gave them a nice quartz base with the glass on top, and I put their workbenches right in front of them so they could feel a little more comfortable while I mine all their diamonds. So not their diamonds, their emeralds. Well, I trade for all their emeralds. So that's what the majority of day 155 was spent. I was really happy about this because I was freeing up a lot more space, and I was I could see that villagers were happier. On day 156, I spent most of the time just making new additions to the farm, like a sugarcane addition. A lot of this wasn't actually for usability, like you guys know how I make my mass farms and stuff like this. This was just totally for aesthetics and looks. That followed into one day 57. I was super proud of this roof. I never do like stair corner looking roofs. I know it's not a lot, but I was super proud of it because I never experiment around with this type of stuff because it can get really frustrating. So I also put brown stained glass on top, and I actually ran out of brown glass. I only needed 2 more blocks, so I improvised because I didn't feel like making 2 more glass blocks. Who else can feel me on that? Like, come on, who else is... I know you guys have done this before. You guys don't have enough blocks for a build. You're like, oh, I can think of an alternative, so I'll just do this. Or is it just me? Am I just lazy? Let me know. On day 158, we spent the majority of that time just carving out what we wanted to do for the trophy room. I wasn't quite sure around this time how I wanted to look, but I wanted like an all-white look once you enter the trophy room, so quartz was definitely the block that I was going to use. I also labeled all my shulker boxes 1 to 5. I highly suggest this to you guys, or if you guys have shulker boxes, label them in specific ways that you know what will be in them, other than, you know, just going all through them and being all scrambled. I spent the rest of that day shearing some sheeps because I needed some wool, of course. This was a good time for me just to fly around with my elytra because, man, the elytra was so huge. It just changed my movement in the game. In general, it was so nice getting around. Obviously, Nacho appreciated me a lot more. I'm sure he did, but because he didn't, well, I guess, no, maybe I don't know if he appreciated it because I didn't spend quality time with him anymore, but at the same time, he wasn't being overworked, so I don't know how Nacho feels. I hope he's okay. Hashtag Nacho's the man. And as you can see, we used the elytra to travel in the nether. This made it so much easier for me. We spent a lot of these days just looking for more wither skulls now that we had the looting 3 sword. I still wanted to find 2 more wither skulls. I know I only needed 1 to make the wither, but I said earlier, I want 1 for the trophy room. Yo, future, past, present, whatever, Swidge. Run this back and show the viewers here. This wither almost knocks me into lava, and it would have been GG. My main goal this nether trip was to get more netherite, but obviously if I'm on the elytra, I'm also unlocking new blocks and finding new things, so I also took this time to stop at bastions and loot whatever I could. There was also this very it's really hard to explain this glitch, but sometimes I couldn't see the zombie piglins or the mobs, and this was super dangerous because I would have to relog to actually see what was hitting me, and it made me really uneasy when I was inside bastion. So I actually kind of figured out some type of method to deal with these mobs. Obviously this guy almost kills me, like he took me down to 1 heart. Like, oh my god, like how am I not dead watching this over? But it's actually insane how much damage piglins do. Like, I don't know if they crit really hard with those axes or how that works, but oh my, I was quickly reminded I was not the #1 mob in Minecraft. And of course, my, explosion days were back to a start. I actually figured out, my bow has fire aspect, so why am I even bringing redstone torches if I can just shoot these TNTs? So not only that, but it saved me a lot of redstone, but it also protected me. And I found a 3 vein of what is this called, ancient debris. Like, I swear my RNG in this game is so good. Like, a lot of you guys were claiming last video that I'm cheating. You know what, guys, I don't even know how I would cheat in this hardcore world. Also, at the same time, I think a lot of people were talking about the diamond situation, about a 9 vein or a 10 vein. I don't even know, guys. I was just mining diamonds and I ran into that, okay? I apologize. And another thing I want to say, actually now they're on that topic, is in these videos, I always try my best to summarize what happens in 33 plus hours of gameplay. So I don't include everything. So if I do miss something through the edit, I apologize, but I don't feel like I need to justify a lot of my actions in showing every single diamond I collect. So if I did that, then, the video would be longer than it already is. And it's a pretty long video itself. Guys, run up in the comment section below, hashtag kitty cat gang, because you can see the kitty cats are now being put to work and we have a huge army. Day 169 was kind of sad. You guys can see a lot of the cats are, drowning. They're getting swung on by me. I don't even know if I should even be running up Minecraft worlds anymore because I kill so many things and murder so many things. And the thing that's sad to me is I always like to give them personalization, like to give them names. I like to, this is probably why I say we in my videos, because we is like the kitty cat army, we is my dog, we is Nacho, and I just kill all the mobs I come into contact with. So, do I deserve to have these mobs? That's what I question myself sometimes when they die on me, because it's 100% my fault. Oh, at least I had my villagers. I fed them every day, and if they died, I could just feed them more and reproduce. But they're always gonna be my villagers and my pals. I love feeding them, and of course, the iron golem was in there, was spawned in just to protect them. So it also made me feel safe when I went to bed at night, because I always slept with the villagers. And then on day 171, I actually came to a realization while I was enchanting the scoop eye and giving it efficiency 5. It got the curse of vanishing on it, and I was like, should I really put that on there? Is it really worth it? But at the end of the day, I'm playing hardcore Minecraft, so if I were to die, it would vanish. That's what the curse of vanishing is. But if I were to die anyways, I wouldn't be able to access anything. So I was like, you know what? This is a fine enchantment. So I made it a netherite shovel, made some more netherite tools from the haul that we got back from the nether. And yeah, that was a weird realization, but it was something I definitely needed to be reminded of, because I could die at any point, and I feel like I forget that a lot. And as you saw throughout 172, I believe, I basically prepared to make this white concrete powder, which turned into the white concrete block. I thought it looked really clean, because you guys know I was going for the all white look in the trophy room. I didn't have enough quartz, because quartz is a really expensive material to actually build with. Now that I tried to collect a lot, and I always thought I had enough, but I never did. And so we began with our trophy room. We gave it a nice iced out white look. You can tell I even run short on quartz. So the watchtower that I made prior, I actually took it down and replaced the blocks with white concrete, and the trophy room was now looking good. As you can see, we had the slave llama there boxed up. We had boxed like a fish, the end dragon looking too free with the head. We got every block in Minecraft that we can make out of ore except for netherite. We're gonna make that soon. Kitty cat Tom, he's hanging out right there with dog the dog, and of course Bud the Bee Memorial. Pay our respects. Hashtag Bug the Bee. Run it up in the comment section, guys. You know Bud the Bee. And of course, the original iron set that I used in the first video, that was retired around 50 days, but I labeled it 1 to 100. And of course, the cow that started it all. Do I know if this is the cow that started it all? Probably not, but it's a nice showcase of the trophy room. I was really excited about it, because however long we live in this world, it's probably going to be expanded. Anything that we get that is trophy worth or cool to put in there, we're going to add in there, just to remind myself all the work that I did in this world. And as you can see, on one day 76, I actually went over to the Mob XP farm and grabbed some gold helmets, because it was a lot better. I was told the gold helmet was a lot better to wear in the nether. That way you wouldn't be attacked, first of all, and it doesn't take that much of your armor off. With my new looting 3 sword, I actually found the witherhead super quick, but you guys know I needed a second one, so I did spend most of my time doing that. And I also tried to farm as much quartz as I could, because I actually just love quartz, and I had those shulker boxes that I can put in my ender chest, so I had a mobile storage with me, so it didn't hurt to just stay there for a while and collect as much resources as possible. Yeah, so I spent a couple days in the nether fortress, this hallway, just, farming the withers and farming as much resources as possible. Basically, until I found my 4th head. Basically, when I found the 4th head, I was ready to go, and we were out. And I think it was on this guy right here we found in this corridor right here. Yes, sir. That's the 4th head, boys. And then between day 181 to 182, we needed our new resource that was going to be super... No, I guess not a new resource, but this resource that was going to become very useful for us in the future. Sorry, what am I trying to say? But we were just looking for iron this whole trip. We have something really cool. You guys know we were preparing for the wither, and I wanted as much help as possible. I bet you guys already know where this is going. If not, keep watching. Found some diamonds underwater. I'm telling you guys, even when I'm not looking for diamonds, I get diamonds. Like, it was really cool, actually, because now that I think about it, I find a lot of diamonds in like underwater ravines, or even just underwater, because you dive down to a level of around 11 to 12, and you can usually find it. And I'm literally, as you can see in the same clip, I'm just swimming around looking for things, and diamonds catch my eyes. So, how lucky am I, guys? How lucky? It's the YouTuber luck, I'm telling you. Yeah, anyways, just back on the topic of shulker shells. It was just so nice having those shulker boxes, because like, once again, we put them in our ender chest, and we could just have a... Basically, if you think about it, it's almost a never-ending storage. I believe they hold the same size of one chest, so you can hold however many slots an ender chest has. So that was super useful for going caving and just collecting resources in general. And once I left the cave, I found myself in one of those situations again with the wandering villagers. You guys know, if you guys haven't seen the first 100 days, go watch it first of all. It's crazy. I run into the llamas again. The spitting llamas are back on my base. They're here to conquer me and show me who's boss. And well, you guys know me. Yeah, I gotta make sure they know who's boss and who's alpha, who runs these streets. So of course I yanked them by the leads, and I pulled them into the pen. Obviously, it's a hard task, guys, because while you're trying to do all these things, you're getting spit on, and they have they have no respect for you. And so I thought of, if you guys have ever seen the movie, I thought about Grown Ups. I think it's Grown Ups 1 or 2, but I shot an arrow straight in the air. I've always wanted to do this. Actually, I didn't know if it was gonna hit. The first one was gonna hit any of the llamas, so I adjusted. And look at this, guys. My bow skills from the Ender Dragon are really showing off here. I fired him straight in the air. Obviously, it didn't work for a bit. Now that I think about it, I almost hit Donkey. But yes, sir, we got one. And we watched him burn. He shortly died after. And that was okay, because there was one left for us to show who was boss. I'm telling you, I see this all the time. There would be an Iron Golem just flipping random zombies and creepers at the night. It was awesome seeing. I loved it. And day 184 was a lot more preparation for what I had planned, also cashing out on all of the stuff I found in the caves. And later in the night, I actually constructed I don't even know what this is. It's just a stick in the sky with glowstone on it, because now that I use my elytra a lot, if I'm flying over my base, I can see the light. And also with the pole on the bottom, it actually leads down to my chest room, so that was just for efficiency. Day 185 to 187 was Operation Big Body was now coming into effect. You guys will now see why I was doing all these tasks and collecting things. This Iron Golem almost dies on me, so I had to push him out of the wall, but this was what I was building up to. All that iron, all that stuff I needed. It was for Operation Big Body. Wither Skulls popped in. It was time, boys. Operation Big Body, commence. So I spawned in all the big bodies. I spawned in the Wither. I ran to safety, of course. And I wanted to see this for the first time because I've never seen it. And I wanted you guys to see this. But I spawned it in. The big bodies were going crazy. I shot a couple shots into the Wither, but that was it. I put it in the cinematic vote because I wanted you guys to see it. But then the Wither was going crazy on the big bodies. So they couldn't reach him. So I decided to help them out. I think I shoot the Wither here. Yeah, I shot him so he could come down. And all the big bodies are getting destroyed in the making right now. But as soon as he comes down, Operation Big Body's going crazy. Can't do anything. And it just died like that. So I over-prepared once again. But look at the big bodies. The fallen soldiers. The soldiers that remain. I respected these boys right here. There was 3 remaining. And then there was 2. Because I think 1 died in the wall. They all deserved, it was a well-fought battle. I paid the respects to them. I gave them the iron they deserved. I resuited their armor with their fallen soldiers. And, man, pause the video. What do you guys, we need to name these 2 big bodies right now. I took I hung out with them. Name it right now. Pause the video and give them a name. Please leave all your suggestions. And on day 188, we just kind of looked over the trophy room in shaders, of course. As you can see, we have the Wither Skull and the Nether Star, which will eventually be used for our beacon. And of course, the slave llama despawned on us or ran away. I don't really know how that works. And of course, the rest of that day, we set up a nice graveyard right beside Perry the Parrot and Dog the Dog sign, which we actually took out because Dog is alive and well, as you guys just saw in our trophy room. But yeah, we did rip to the 8 big bodies, and there was actually the roses in my inventory that drop when you kill Iron Golems. I don't know if you guys knew this, but when they die or if you kill them, they drop roses. So these were the I believe it was 8 or 7 roses that dropped. It looks like it was 8 after they passed away. So we obviously had to pay our respects because they definitely aided a lot in the fight against the Wither. After that, when the Wither was finally killed, it commenced my Operation Emeralds. It was time for me to get as much emeralds as possible, and I found the best way to do so, just because I was literally right beside a desert, was making glass panes, and this could be done by cartographers. So I started to transfer villagers, and I also realized that I could make a auto furnace of, I think, 6 minecarts and 6 furnaces. I later found out that I had to adjust it, but we were looking to get a bunch of iron for a bunch of hoppers. So we could get, all we had to do was fill a chest up with sand and fill a chest up with coal, and we would have as much glass as possible for as much glass panes for as much emeralds as possible. Now, the reason why I want emeralds at this current moment was we were trying to make a powerful beacon that was super OP by the time we reached day 200, because at this point we already finished all of our goals. We killed the Ender Dragon, we killed the Wither, and also one of the goals was to get netherite equipment. But now we finished all of our goals, so I want to set a new one for myself before day 200 ended. Along that note here, guys, while we're talking about that, guys, comment down right now, not tomorrow, but right now, what you guys want to see in the next, maybe if we make it to 300 days. I would love to see all you guys' suggestions, because at this point I feel like I've almost completed Minecraft, but I feel like there's so much more to do. because I have all this powerful equipment. I know one thing I want to do for sure is to expand our compound and make it look better, because we did expand it, but we didn't do really great in making it look good. So I want to do that for sure in our 300 days, but recommend more stuff for me to do, because I would love to show you guys. And of course, the length of the video, please let me know. Let's commentate back on the days. So I've actually never made a beacon with the full size before, so I started laying it out and to see how many blocks it would require or what it even looked like. But I accepted early that I wasn't going to be able to make the max power beacon, because we would need a lot of emeralds for that, and we only had 5 villagers we could trade with to continually make emerald blocks. So we decided to settle with the 7x7 at least for at least day 200. Maybe by day 300 we'll have enough blocks to make a 9x9, which requires 164 emerald blocks. I'm sure we can do that, but for this series in general, just till the 200 days, we want to make a 7x7. And on day 196, I don't know how this villager got infected, but he got infected, and so I made him weak. And this was going to be really good, because he was going to make sure those glass pane trades that we were eventually going to get from him were going to be super cheap. So he was definitely our source of easy emeralds. And of course, I had to cash out on the stuff that I mined, and I placed a bunch of sugarcane because the cartographers also wanted paper, so we could probably get as much emeralds through paper and glass. So that's basically what 196 was, just getting all the materials for more emeralds. And on day 197, the villager that we cured from the zombie had now traded us 4 glass panes for 1 emerald. So this was a stinky deal. It was amazing that we did that. So we actually decided to make even more stalls for the villagers. Day 197 was just transferring them into their pods and turning them into cartographers. A lot of them are really stubborn. I set up this nice little trap outside the door where they walk right in, and I put them into their pods. I had to trick them because they definitely wanted to escape. It's like they've been there their whole entire lives, ever since their existence. So, well, you work for a Swidge now. And on day 198, we cleaned the exit up around the trophy room, so we just wanted to make it look like respectable, of course. And we put quartz to make it look clean on the way out, and it was finally time to grab that nether star that we were flexing down in our trophy room, because we were about to make our beacon soon. So all of our hard work was finally going to come to an end, and we could see our results. Day 198, the end of the night, we jumped on top of our watchtower into a slime block because we had enough slime balls. So I thought we'd just do that, and it was pretty fun. And I realized at this night that we hadn't seen Nacho for a long time. I think it was ever since I got my elytra, I forgot about him. So obviously, I have no loyalty there. And so I would like to apologize for Nacho for leaving him in this hole right here for about roughly, I want to say 60 days. So I do apologize, Nacho, but I hope you still respect me. The reason I thought about him was because I was about to start making the beacon, and I was like, wow, we've gotten so far. But then I was like, where's Nacho? I wanted him to see this. So we got back on the day of 199. He was glad to see the home, and that's when our construction began. Yes, we had a total of 83 emerald blocks. If you think about that, 83 times 9, that is, I don't even know that number. Somebody tell me, because I don't even want to think about it. But it was finally time. Nacho was here. Everybody was here. Dog was in the trophy room. The villagers were behind me. The vibes were right. Everyone was here during this whole journey, including you viewers. So I wanted to make sure Nacho had a front seat in the center so he could see it all. And this is when I placed our beacon on top of there, and I didn't even know if it worked or not. And then all of a sudden, bang! Bring home the beacon, guys. We did it. A 7x7 powered beacon. I was super happy and super excited for what the beacon could bring for us. Obviously, I think I put speed for the enchantment, whatever they call it, beacon power. I didn't like the light that it was projecting, so I played around with it all day with the colored glass. I was feeling lime, First I tried a dark green, but then the lime really did it. And so when we look up in the sky, if we ever get lost any of these days, we can just look for a lime light in the sky, and that'll return us home to Nacho and Dog and Tom the kitty cat, guys. So day 199 was pretty awesome, just we were working on it for so long, and we could finally see the results of our hard work. And then it was day 200, guys. I spent the beginning of day 200 on top of the watchtower, watching over my things, because that's what you do on watchtower, guys. I began the rest of that day just making a respectable place for the kitty cats to live, because they've been living, hiding behind dirt blocks, and it was finally time to show them a respectable place to live. So we did that. We finally used our first name tag ever. We named Nacho because he was one of our first loyal buds, and I finished off the day down with the 2 big bodies, which need to be named If you guys haven't commented the name, come on, guys, run up the comments. But that is it, guys. I want to thank you guys so much, so much. If you've gotten through this whole entire movie, if you are watching at this point, you guys are the best. You guys are awesome. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Just thank you guys so much for just everything on the channel so far. I'm really excited for what's to come here, and I have a lot planned for you guys. If you want to see day 300, let me know down in the comment section below if I can make it. Obviously, I have a couple things I have in mind that I would like to do for day 300 until I make it to day 300, but obviously I would love to see you guys' suggestions and, you know, just have fun with you guys. So thank you guys once again, and I will see you guys soon. This is Swidge. I'll see you next time.